Welcome to ETS. I'm Donna Lopez. This is your channel message for June 29th to July 5th. So let's take a look and see what we have the whole week. Okay, I hear nothing gets by you. Nothing gets by. I see a lot of healing coming about, but I want you to know that this healing is a bit of a journey healing. I feel like the more you journey, the more light, the more clarity that you're receiving. I hear that you are your mother's best. So those of you that want to know you are the apple of your mother's eye, and that you are her best self. So please recognize that. I also see some business work for some of you. You've got to tie up some loose ends, get some paperwork signed, just complete some things. Nothing too heavy, but some papers need to be signed. For others of you, I feel as though you've been grinning and bearing it. It's as though you feel as though, I can't let anybody know that this is difficult, or I'm doing this, but I know it won't be difficult forever. And they're saying that it doesn't need to be difficult now, that you can just step to the side where you're really doing whatever it is you're trying to do that's more in a more congruent way with yourself, so that it is more harmonious to the way you would do it rather than the way somebody else might do it. I also hear something about assisted, that you're being assisted, that you are being, the spirit world is helping you, that you're not alone, you're not by yourself. For some of you, I feel like you are crying and you are having some difficulties that no one knows about. Oh, I want to cry because it just feels like you're feeling life's difficult. And you know what? We all go through points in our life where things are really difficult, and nobody would be the wiser that we are going through that. But you are really going through where things have built up, and it's like, oh, I just need to cry, and just, it's too much. It's just too much. And have a good cry, unplug, move out of it, let the energy kind of drain down, and then readdress it when you are fresher, when your mind is fresher and you're fresher. Because I feel like you're putting some extra added pressure on yourself. It's like you're watching the clock and going, well, I have to finish it. Listen, no, you don't. No, you don't. It will get done whether you're there or not. Remember how many times my husband would say, well, you don't understand. It's like, no, I understand that if you're not in that chair, you know, for whatever reason, you were not in that chair at your job, they're going to put somebody else in that chair, and guess what? They're going to do your job. And we're all replaceable. All right, and we do the standard of time that is best for us, not for others, because your well-being and your calibration of your energies requires you to be calm and centered. And if you are going faster than life, you're getting overwhelmed, and it's going to create more hiccups and more difficulties and more stress on your body, your mind, and your spirit. Yeah. Let's see here. I just see you traveling through difficulties, but I also see there's healing as you're traveling through these difficulties. I also feel, though, that you are getting to know yourself, your God self, more fully, and you are realizing parts of yourself that needed healing, where you need some forgiveness, where you need to give some forgiveness. Yeah, some old hurts, you know, when we carry those hurts, there's no room for love, all right? It's just... you know, you've got to clean and clear those things, those hiccups. They're not useful, you know, other than you recognizing your own imperfections many times. You know, all those fingers that point out, there's 3 more going here. So whatever your requirements are for life or for others, go to the mirror and say, am I meeting those requirements myself? Because sometimes when we're focusing out here, we're not looking at ourselves that much. So there's always room for improvement. For some of you, I feel like you're working through something where you're not understanding at all. It's like life is really squeezing you tight. This must be a very intense week, to tell you the truth. What I keep getting here is like that there's this intensity and this lack of understanding about what's occurring, and I feel you forcing yourself to move through and you're getting very hurt by what's happening. But they're saying that you're making, with love, a mountain out of a molehill. In other words, the difficulty can still be there, but we don't need to be difficult in the difficulty. We can just understand that this is a difficult circumstance. I'm a part of being in the vibration of this, but this is not my difficulty as much as it's difficult for everyone. We don't want to personalize, is what they're saying. You know, back up. Don't try to understand what you can't comprehend at this moment. You're not mature enough to get it yet, but you will. And as you do, you'll realize it wasn't necessary to be that uptight, that strict, that trying to control what you have no control over. All right? Yeah. Oh, those are big lessons there. Yeah. As they're telling me, it's like Michelangelo he was chiseled out of a big piece of marble, okay? And so this masterpiece is being created. So just know this is part of a creation that's taking place. And there is a masterpiece taking place from this. We find that very often as you reflect on your soul journey and where you've been in your life, you realize all the times where it was difficult, but where that, how that was a stepping stone for other things for you. And also how that helped to shape and create the magnificence that you've become. I hear informed, informed. They keep saying it over and over again, informed, informed. So become informed. Be open to learn. Be open to listen. Be open to be wrong. Yep. And don't call yourself names. Right. Let me see what else there is. What a week. Just, I hear confusion. There's going to be some confusion. So this just, it's a mishmash of stuff. It's usually a time to pull back, don't get too involved, let things go downstream where they belong, and allow things to clear up on their own. I just did a reading this morning, or yeah, and this is 5 weeks later, but this video, but you know, that's what I told the person too, is that that's why I do the videos, because for so long, so many people like myself and others that do this work, we're so hypersensitive to the energies and what's happening that we were personalizing a lot of things, or we were like, hey, you know, are you going through that? Are you recognizing it? Of course we were, you know. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, good, okay. It helps so much to have somebody else saying, it's not just you, it's part of the planetary configuration, it's part of the cleansing, it's part of the upliftment. It's part of the learning to navigate under different conditions. You know, it's becoming wiser. All right. So with that, let me see what we have. I'm going to pull a couple of cards here. Joy. Like a child, I discovered joy in the simplicity of life. Happiness lies in magical moments, not in the material. Even the smallest joy is the greatest source of joy. I'll tell you what, when things get difficult and you can't enjoy even the littlest things, that's when they become monumental, the enjoyment of those. All right. Attain serenity. I no longer let myself be swept into the turmoil of my mind and emotions. From now on, I let go of all stress, tension, worry, so I can attain harmony and serenity. I will do one thing at a time and savor each moment. Here we go. All right, loves. Namaste. Have a great week, all right?